Alright guys, I finally picked up this 3-jaw puller right here. This is like a 3-inch size because I can't pull this crank pulley off, trying to use a pry bar, pry it from the back end of the, just line it up. There's a spot that where this thing grab, just like that. And then I have this a socket, like a 21mm socket. This goes in the middle on the center. There's a hole in the center because the crank bolt is not in there, so I just use this socket. So that's where this stud will drive in to that socket, so we have a solid contact with the pulley. So basically just like that. Okay, they will grab this pulley out while I'm spinning that stud centerpiece. Use 14 mil on this, so let's give this a try. Alright, let's spray some penetrating fluid on that center shaft so it will slide right out. There you go. Make it easy for the pulley to slide out. Try this again. I'm gonna try the Milwaukee, see if this works. There we go. Look at that. All in one piece. Yes, that's perfect. It just feels good sometimes when you have the right tools to the job that you're doing. Alright, so that one works really good. And that was easy. Easy peasy. Alright guys, this is the result on this engine here. Slowly trimming things around the engine, on top of the engine. What I'm trying to do is trying to make it light as possible before I start pulling the whole engine assembly out of this vehicle. I've been taking out the engine harness and the transmission harness out. I'm just focusing on the engine this side here. You can tell the intake is off. Taking the valve cover close on the right side now. This is the right side, this is the left side. So taking the valve cover on the right side now. The hard part is all the harness back there is hard to see. So I'll just use a light and a mirror so I know what I'm doing. I know where all the tabs are and the connector, the quick connect. I'm gonna show you something here. After I took out the engine, find something, and I know that it's gonna happen because I got no compression. So when I said no compression, because the valves are bent. So here's one evidence right here. Right there. This is a lobe for cams. and this is a lifter, hydraulic lifter down here. So you can see there's a gap from the lobe to the lifter. Same thing on this side. There's a gap. That's supposed to be touch. Okay. You can tell here that this is the high-low lobe, and this is just the low one, and it's not touching because the valves are bent. The valves are not closing properly. Pretty much these two right here are bent, and I'm not sure about the back yet. I can show you the valves in the back, so you can tell. It's hard to see there. That one's close. That one's close. And that one is close. Sorry guys, it's hard to see this. Okay, let's try and look at the intake one. That one's open. It's hard to see. That one's kind of open. That one is open. See? Open and open. And they're not supposed to be open, because this lobe right here, there's a gap. Repairing this is I don't want to repair it because there's a lot of work on this valve job, you know, timing job. There's probably less money to replace those parts, but my time will takes a long, probably like a week and a half or at least 2 weeks to get this vehicle running. So I'm just gonna put a brand new used engine and call it a day and then start it up. So now I'm just gonna take out this valve cover here. All the bolts are loose now. You can just pry this open. There's a spot right there that you could pry. A couple bolts that needs to be loosened. I have to loosen all the bolts before, of course, to take out the valve cover. Alright, on this one here, the lobe, it looks like it's decent. It's touching the lifters. So this one is okay. The only bad one is this number 5 and number 6 are the bad one. Alright guys, this is a day two on this Lincoln MKX. As you can see, there's a lot of progress. I did not record some of the area that I took out because it's all boring stuff. I'm just gonna show you guys what's going on right now. So the bottom, the engine, transmission, transfer case, everything down there is detached away from the engine block. So let's start on the passenger side here. I got the bungee cord to hold this knuckle. So basically on this side you need to take out the CV axle. Some of you guys know how to do that. First thing, get the axle nut, come out, 2 bolts on the lower struts, take out, brake hose and the ABS sensor needs to be detached from the struts, and just swing this whole thing out and then pop the CV axle. That's all you need on this side. And then on the driver's side, same thing. I got the harness hang on here because I don't want to let it drag on the floor or step on and all that kind of stuff. So same thing, take out the CV axle nut on this one, pop those 2 bolts in the bottom of the struts, the hose on the brakes and the ABS sensor, just loose them off the struts, and then you could just swing this whole knuckle out and then you could just pop the CV axle. Okay, so the side is good. When I pull the CV axle on the driver's side, there's a lot of gushing transmission oil. Came down, so you can see it's a mess down there. I got a couple blankets that my mom gave me that she don't use, so that works a lot, help out lots. Just let it soak in there. So the sides are good. Now let's go to the back of this engine. Alright, we're underneath the back of the engine. First, what I did, took the exhaust hanger loose from that hook right there, and another hook over there, and just drop that down so you have lots of room. And then the drive shaft, 4 bolts, pretty easy to take this off. I think 13 mil. Take this off and then just hit it with the hammer a little bit on that little drive shaft, and then swing it over. I put a mark on here on the drive shaft and related with the mark on the transfer case, so that when I go back, it will go back exact the same position. Some vehicle you need to be on the right spot, some don't, but I want to be on the right where it was before, so that's what I did. And after that, I took the lower mounts on the back. 1 bolt is 13 millimeter and the other one, this is 13, that one is 18, 2 different size. So just take those off and just let it hang like that. And power steering line, the pressure hose, I'm not gonna take that off yet. I'm just gonna bring the engine up and forward, see if I can take the power steering pump. I don't want to mess around with the hose. I don't want to have a leaky oil and you know, bled the system again. So I'm just gonna, don't want to mess around with the power steering system. It's gonna leave it how it is. Just gonna detach the pump away from the block, so that when I put a new engine in, I'm just gonna install the pump back in the block, and then don't want to mess the line. All right, back in the front, you can tell that some weird looking hanging parts right there. Like I said before, I did not detach all this pressure and low side line from the AC. So what I did was I just unhooked the, on this side here, I just unhooked the transmission cooler line away from the transmission and then swing this hole over to the passenger side. I let it rest with this pry bar right here and then this bungee cord. It's not pinching anything. I got this rag in between, so I'm not gonna pinch anything. The line pressure and the return is still all intact. Kind of unhook this pressure side away from this clips right here so I could swing it over. So those are good. Here's the pump right there. It was over here before, right down there. So he's just resting over there, mind his own business. It's all good. When I pull this engine out, I might have to probably move that thing around somewhere, but you can tell that this engine is ready to come out. Transmission mounts, engine mounts on that side, and the lower mounts on the back. There's only 3 mounts on this. It's all ready to come out. So pretty excited, supporting with this engine hoist. So when you do this kind of job, make sure keep an eye on this solenoid, BBT solenoid right here. That's gonna get smacked when I bring it up and swing it forward. So make sure keep an eye on that. It's not gonna hit the cowling. Hopefully we have lots of room here. So basically we're gonna have to bring it up a little bit and then bring it forward to the vehicle, bring it up again, forward. So just zigzag pattern to pull this engine out. Because of this engine cradle right here is on the way. Should be okay while we're bringing it up. If I have room at the back on the firewall to the power steering pump, that's when the time I could unhook that power steering pump. So let's slowly bring this engine out. Be careful on this stud right here, transmission stud. Make sure it's not hitting the mounts. If you want, you could take that stud out pretty easy. I'm just gonna leave it on mine because I swing it over, it's out of the mount. So let's bring it up a little bit and then go forward again. Watch the boom. Mine's about 2 inches till I hit the light from my boom here, so it should be okay. Still leaking oil on the transmission. It's all good. You need to put a plug on that transmission output seal on the area there, but don't worry, we'll need to put a brand new oil anyways. Alright guys, it's almost coming out. It's resting on that bar on the middle here. The cradle is resting on the cradle now. I got lots of room back there now on the back. So probably it's time to do the power steering pump now. You can see the boom is almost hitting the light, about an inch. The stud just resting on the side of the mount, preventing to swing it back into the hole. So it's gonna leave it like that. The back on the side here, I got lots of room. I put a little weight on the back end of my hoist there because when I push the hoist forward, it kind of dip forward, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, it was gonna flat on his face when I trying to push this hoist forward, and then because it was too long here, well, not too long, but I got the boom extended far on the right, and you can see my pin right there is on 1 ton side. I wasn't thinking that I should have went more shorter, but it's all good. I don't want to detach and readjust again, so this is okay. We're on the progress. Let's go check the back for the water pump here.